Vlad Guerrero hits 91 homers on Dinger Day and loses.
And Melvin Gordon wants to get paid.
Let's discuss this.
Okie dokie. They're crazy. They're nuts. And they are insane. And for you to find out, welcome to the One Show. Welcome back, everybody, at episode 4, and it's for Overpaid Athletes. And yes, we're going to discuss that in here in a little bit during the show. But first off, Kev, how you doing?
I am living the dream, my friends.
Really?
Yeah, every day above ground is a beautiful day.
Well, that's a good thing. Now, this morning you weren't really feeling too hot. Little under the weather?
Absolutely. I still feel that way, but you got to put on a show when you're doing something that you love.
That's true. And for me, regarding my condition, you may have heard before, yes, I'm still going through my back issues, and I'm just
what a pansy. This guy's been playing softball weekly, complaining about his back. I feel like his father. Guy's 51, I'm 25. Unbelievable.
Well, no, that's excuse me, bullshit. Okay, so the thing is, yes, I have gone out 1 week, but regarding that for softball, I'm shooting up ibuprofen 800s, drinking about 3 pitchers of beer, and I'm turning around using BioFreeze and everything else.
He's
and
living a very healthy lifestyle, if you can't hear.
I'm going to tell you, it's a crazy lifestyle. But anyway, what you're all here to listen to is what we view on sports and a little bit more.
You got that right.
So let's talk about golf, Kev.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so here in the PGA and the 3M Open at TPC Twin Cities in Blaine, Minnesota last weekend.
That was a mouthful.
It was. Bryson DeChambeau was leading going into the weekend, Kev, but lost by 1 stroke to Matthew Wolff at minus 21.
If you guys didn't understand that was Bryson DeChambeau and Matthew Wolff.
Okay. He translates for me while I go. Okay, so anyway, that was pretty awesome. So anyway, going in this weekend, what's happening now at the John Deere Classic at TPC Deer Run at Silvis, Illinois. Did I spell that right?
It's
Silvis?
It's Illinois. You said everything else right. We said Illinois,
Okay.
But the S is silent.
Okay, so Illinois.
Crazy.
All right. Jonathan Vegas is leading the field right now. At
Vegas.
Yeah, minus 13. He's from Venezuela.
Stud. Total stud.
A
name like Johnny Vegas? Come on.
I know. It is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, that's happening right now. But one thing we're going to discuss just for a couple seconds here. Next week, the Open Championship, or for some of you, the British Open. Okay, so, Kev, who do you think's got a shot at this?
I was looking at the odds online earlier, and you got the SB winner for best male golfer at 8-1 in Brooks Koepka. Really? I love Brooks Koepka. I pick him every week. I'm not
Bruce or Brooks?
It's Brooks.
Brooks. Okay.
Did I say Bruce?
No,
That's
said
right,
Bruce.
because it's Brooks.
Okay.
Anyways, you got him at 8-1. I love Tiger Woods at 16-1. But if you're going to ask me, my sleeper pick is Tommy Fleetwood.
Really?
25-1 for long-haired Tommy. You better get that action.
Well, yeah, that's actually not too bad. Now, what about he's been a little quiet, Dustin Johnson. Do you think he's got an opportunity?
He does, and whenever you got a guy like Dustin Johnson in the tournament with that kind of drive, he's a long ball man.
Okay.
He could put it wherever he wants. So, he's got a shot.
All right, so he has a shot. What about Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth?
These guys, I feel like they're has-beens. There's a new group of guys in the league now, or whatever you want to call it, the PGA, not the league, but whatever they call this thing. But you got a boatload of good athletes on the field.
Okay, well, that makes sense. One person that's Bubba Watson. He loves to go out and play. He's out there playing like Phil Mickelson. They're out there playing. Do you think they have an opportunity to be at least in the top 10?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
These guys are unbelievable all-time golfers, high standard guys. They're always held to the highest standard is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And I feel like they're just in the tournaments to keep up and see where they're still at.
Right. Now, Tiger is a good bet. I feel he'll be in the top 5. I think he'll actually play well there.
I see he's in the top 7.
Okay, top 7. But we'll see where he ends up.
We will.
Okay, we will.
Yeah.
We will. All right, so we'll be checking that out next week. We'll be talking more about the Open, of course, on our show, so stay tuned for that. Now let's go into the LPGA. Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic in Oneida, Wisconsin. Mina Harrigay, is that right, Harrigay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and Tiffany Joe were doing well going into the weekend, but fell way short to Shanshan Fangs.
I don't know.
I cannot pronounce those names.
All right. Shout out to Brooke Henderson for winning the ESPY for Best Female Golf.
Well, she won that. But anyway, she won minus 29. 29 strokes.
That's unbelievable.
It feels like they were playing putt-putt.
Wow.
I don't know.
How many holes were they playing?
I don't know, but it's just, that doesn't make sense
Good for
to
her.
me.
What a performance.
But one person who's sticking out for this weekend at the Marathon Classic presented by Dana is Lexi Thompson.
In the news again.
This
girl is putting the burners on weekly.
She won the ShopRite, right?
Wow.
She, if I'm right, 3rd in the U.S. Open.
Wow.
I took a little break on one of the tournaments, comes in and now playing phenomenal right now.
Oh, my God.
And hopefully she will turn around and maybe be a win-win chicken dinner win.
Well, yeah, that's how they say it.
Okay. All right. So based on golf, that's what we have right now. So let's move on to baseball.
I've been waiting all week to talk about
this. I know.
This.
We've been talking about All-Star Game was Tuesday, July 9th. I hope you all watched it.
American League takes it again.
4-3.
7th consecutive victory over the puny National guys.
Okay. So Shane Bieber?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that right?
That guy, I never heard of him until the All-Star Game.
He was the MVP and won a scooter. Is that right?
That's what they give out these days, scooters.
I don't.
If his last name wasn't Bieber, he'd be getting a Camaro.
Okay. Okay, so maybe not. Okay, so he's not doing that part. But I think it's Chevrolet. He won a truck. So congratulations to him. But one thing we are going to discuss that was very interesting the day before the All-Star Game was that damn home run derby.
What a joke.
What a joke.
It's ruining the MLB.
But first off, my pick to win that
didn't win.
But he won in style in
he
a
was
different way.
hands down the best pick you could have picked.
That's absolutely Vlad Guerrero Jr. was my pick. Kev was Josh Bell. That didn't do jack.
The guy hits 91 freaking home runs and loses.
Well, that was Guerrero, not Josh Bell.
Well, Josh Bell, I don't have anything to say about this guy.
Well, that's right. So
but
you're not going to
you know what? I do have something to say about this guy.
Okay.
The amount of heart he had to go up there, hit home runs from both sides of the plate.
Right.
Only switch hitter, I believe, that I saw at the ballpark. Give the guy credit.
Oh, that sounds great. Give the guy credit.
What a performance.
That sounds great. Well, one thing I want to say is, going into that situation for Guerrero, I will say it this way, is that, he had 69 home runs under his belt. Going against Jock Peterson.
Right.
Sorry. Right. And
what a show
having that show, it was
on.
unbelievable between those two. But he ends up with 69 home runs, comparing to 34 home runs that Alonso hit on his side.
Pete Alonso, bro, you're a phenomenal baseball player, but
Correct.
Give the trophy to Vlad. Keep the $1 million. Give him the damn trophy. You didn't win it.
Well, he did say, in the interview afterwards that he knows that if he had to compete against Guerrero in the first round, he wouldn't have done it.
Right.
It wouldn't happen.
Absolutely.
Nah, there's no way he could compete with him.
I watched that too.
Yeah. But Alonso did a great job. But so what my problem is with this home run derby, Kev mentioned this before about going back to the 10 outs versus the time. So talk a little bit more about that, Kev.
Rob, I got to get something off my chest right now.
Okay.
I've had this feeling for years, and I finally have the ability to say something to
All right.
everybody out there. These home run derby rules are total crap. Extra time is dumb.
It is.
The time clock alone is dumb. Bring it back to the old days, Rob, where you get 10 outs.
I agree with you.
If you hit a home run, guess what? It counts as a home run. If you don't, it counts as an out. You get 10 outs. You pitch until you get 10 outs.
There you go.
And guess what? They also say that there's this stupid rule in the league now, right? For the home run derby, that the pitcher cannot throw another pitch until that ball that he just hit has landed.
Correct, but that's not all true.
Okay.
The reason is that if the ball was not going over the fence, yes, they had to wait till it hits the ground.
Okay.
If they know it was going,
let me stop you there, though. Let me stop you right there.
They would let them pitch before it actually hit.
So when Jock Peterson just ties up Vlad Guerrero, right, with that last hit that he didn't think was going out, so he got right back up to the plate waiting for another pitch.
Right.
But another pitch wasn't thrown. What's the deal there?
I agree with you.
You think he can throw one? Even that one doesn't look like it's going out, but it made it out. So if he throws another pitch, are they taking that home run away from him? That's my question.
Well, okay.
None of this makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It's a mess.
It is a mess, and it's inconsistent. So
100%.
Going to the 10 outs, you don't have to wait for a pitch.
You fire away.
You fire away when you're ready.
Fun show to watch.
It is 10 outs.
These new rules are booty.
It would. It totally. Based on that, for what I saw, Guerrero would have won this home run derby hands down.
Hands down. It wasn't a competition. He was shattering records.
Absolutely. I mean, it's
real.
Just it was a crock of shit.
All that being said, I mean, it was still an entertaining home run derby to watch, and that was only because of Vlad and JP, Jock Peterson. And guess what? Neither of these guys win the derby. We got to do something about that. Bring the old damn derby back.
Well, maybe they'll discuss that more after 91 home runs.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who the hell's going to do 91 again?
Nobody. If they're juicing the balls, that's another topic that we could talk about right now. If they're juicing the balls next year, there's going to be 100 home runs hit in the Derby.
Well, if they're juicing them more.
Absolutely. Doesn't make any sense. But Manfred, the MLB dude, denies any allegations saying that the MLB's altered any baseballs. He also says the MLB's trying to find out why the drag of the baseball is less. What's your take?
Well, Justin Verlander was the biggest complaint on that.
100%.
And then, he had 26 home runs were allowed already this first part of the season.
That's the most by any pitcher in the league this year.
And maybe in his career.
And he's an elite pitcher, dude. This guy, he's an all-star all the time.
Justin is doing so great this year for Houston, and he's on pace for over 300 strikeouts. He's having a great year. And for having that situation happening to him, I can understand. The baseball has changed a little.
Absolutely.
Verlander feels it has changed more than just a little.
Right. He spoke up. He basically accused the MLB of juicing baseballs so that there's more home runs in the league.
Right.
And in all honesty, I'm on his side. When you have more home runs being hit in baseball, it's more fun to watch. I'm not going to deny that. And when you have more people watching the game, that brings so much more revenue to the league.
Well, it is because, the fans are the ones that support it.
Right. And more home runs make fans happier. It's literally just facts.
Well, it is, in the format, even in the home run derby or even baseball. But, that's one thing we're going to talk about, in this overpaid athletes coming up in here in a little bit, is that people get paid a lot of money to put on a show, but is it worth it for a pitcher to get paid a lot of money if they're just going to keep hitting home runs off them?
Right. It's not fair.
It's not worth the money.
They're
not worth that
the
pay.
Juicing of the baseballs, I see why MLB's doing it, if they are, and I think they are. But it's a genius thing that they're doing to make money from a business perspective. But when you got players that are being affected by it, all-star players, it's not even that he's mad about giving up home runs. He said that there's a different feel in his hand when he's gripping the baseball. That's a big discussion. I mean, that's literally a topic that needs to be brought up.
Well, it is a big discussion, and it's going to continue on, and we're going to have to just watch what is going to be more reported from Major League Baseball and the players. I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling somebody else is going to step up after Justin making this word to support that claim.
Hopefully
I really
they don't
do.
step up when they start playing badly. Hopefully they're on a hot streak, and they're like, you know what? Something is going on. Because
Okay.
nobody will really listen if it's all these players that are getting blown up. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not fair to the pitchers that are actually getting blown up that have very good stats and background.
Right.
But it's only good for the big-time batters. But for pitchers and losing teams, it's gonna get old.
Well, it is because a lot of people want to see home runs hit. You look at Mike Trout. Just doing phenomenal. At these last few weeks. Hitting home runs, and I think he's at 28 at the All-Star break.
Kid's a stud.
People were out there to watch Mike Trout hit home runs
Right.
and everything else in the book, but not against a Verlander. And that's the thing. Verlander's to keep that score down. That's what he's paid to do. Okay, so Mike Trout usually would go like maybe one hit or 0 for 4 against them on majority of the time. But if a juice ball is in effect, he's going to go 3 for 3.
Absolutely, because if you're hitting, say you a juice ball's coming at you at 94-mile-an-hour fastball, right? JV's
Right.
throwing a pitch to you. You're Mike Trout. You swing, it would be just a clutch little hit right up the middle, right?
Correct.
You got a juice ball now, you're hitting a double easily. Instead
Well,
of a
it
base
is.
hit, you're turning it into 2 because the ball gets a better pop off the bat and a better bounce off the ground.
Right. That
common
ball is going to
sense.
go farther even on a 3/4 swing.
It's pretty much like Sammy Sosa putting a cork in his baseball bat, if you ask me.
It could be. It could be. But, hey, we're just going to have to watch the news and see what happens.
MLB's going into different news and rules and all that, and I think they got to start doing something about it. NBA is actually doing something about it.
Okay.
NBA, the Board of Governors, have decided to vote on a rule in which each head coach, being from the home team and visiting team, may challenge a call if he or she disagrees with a personal foul call, an out-of-bounds call, or even a goaltending call. Now, Rob, that being said, the challenge has to be called during a timeout. If a team decides to challenge with no timeouts left, then that team will receive a technical foul. Like the NFL, challenges will not be applicable near the end of any game or during overtime. So my question for you now, Rob.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm saying, sorry, brain fart. It happens time to time. So say a team decides to challenge a foul.
Correct.
So Steph Curry goes up for a layup.
All right.
Kawhi Leonard fouls him.
Okay.
Gets the rebound, and there's no foul called, mind you.
Okay.
Kawhi gets the rebound, dishes it down. Siakam slam dunks it. They're up 2.
Okay.
Golden State Warriors call a timeout, say Steph Curry was fouled in the play.
Okay.
Referees review the call. He, in fact, was fouled, gets to go to the line for 2 shots. What happens to the bucket that Siakam just scored? Do they take that away?
Absolutely, they take it away if he wins a challenge based on this.
I don't know.
Based on
How do you
this-
do that?
Well, you do because you have to go back and it's like be retroactive. You know what I mean?
So they're pretty much using whiteout. I mean, that's
it's-
baloney.
I disagree. I don't, like I said about personal fouls before, even in soccer when there was those issues, and we'll discuss more of that here in a little bit in the show. But the thing about personal fouls that should never, ever go under review. The only thing going under review should be the flagrant side, how bad the foul was.
I could not agree more.
Yeah, if the foul was not called, it's not called. And that's just the way it is.
That's
And
life.
it shouldn't be like that. Because it comes down now, these challenges are so funny. It's just like, you're telling me that the coach could turn around and throw a little tissue at him to get a challenge, for somebody like LeBron James.
Pick that tissue up and wipe your
Can
tears.
they actually see, like,
Quit
LeBron
crying.
takes 5 steps in the key, that they could throw a challenge on that?
I don't know. Can you challenge a travel?
That's a good question because you see that all the time.
All the time.
All
Look
the
at
time.
James Harden taking 12 steps every time he does a jump.
Well,
or
it is.
a
You
step
see it
back.
all the time. Pivot foot's, turn in, coming off a spot. There's a lot not being called. There's a lot of. I understand that players should be able to play. Okay, ticky-tack fouls are ridiculous. Number one, but when you are in a clutch situation, under a minute, and you see an obvious foul, it needs to be called.
Absolutely.
And that's where the problem comes. Okay?
I do like that you could challenge goaltending now because you know how many plays would have changed in this last
Absolutely.
finals between the Raptors and the Golden State Warriors?
Yes.
There would have been so many calls different with Boogie Cousins and all those guys.
Well, out of bound calls make total sense. Goaltending makes sense. Basket
Absolutely.
interference makes sense. But personal fouls, no.
I don't
that
like
should
it.
be left alone.
I don't like it at all.
Okay.
Also, in addition to all the challenges, the replay center will also be able to look at field goals and shot clock violations.
Really?
I like the shot clock violations. What's the point of the field goals, though? I don't get that.
Field goals now?
Oh, I don't kick field goals. I don't know what it is. Anytime you make a jump shot, pretty sure it's a field goal.
Okay, it's a field goal. All right, just like football.
Other
right?
big
Field goal.
news, Adam Silvers, the NBA commissioner, says that the NBA has a lot of work to do in order to enforce free agency rules. Reasoning behind this is you got all these big-time all-star players teaming up and making pretty much the NBA an uncontested joke.
Well, it is a joke.
Right. When you only have 5 to 6 teams or whatever, how many teams that are in contention every year, it just loses revenue for the NBA. It has to. If a team is bad, or you know your team will not be making playoffs, most people just lose interest and stop watching the game.
Well, it is. It gets too political.
Right. And that's all until like a big
Right.
trade happens or other team, you get, like I said, big trades. Or
Well,
you get a solid draft pick or something to be excited about. But once your fans lose interest, they stop going to games. When you stop going to games, ticket sales decrease.
Right.
When that stops, people stop watching on TV. You lose ratings. When you lose ratings, you lose money. It's all a I don't know, conveyor belt of bullshit.
It is.
Something's got to change.
Well, let's go to let's get off of this and go into a little bit of a signing that we all been waiting for to have this happen, and it was a little bit of a shock. But that's Kawhi Leonard and Paul George hooking up,
unreal,
and going
dude.
to the Clippers.
What about that?
That's an interesting situation, and now they're saying that they could be the next championship team over the Lakers.
Well, that's another topic.
That is a topic.
So Kawhi Leonard signs with the Lakers, the Clippers.
Clippers,
I'm
get it
sorry.
right. They're right next door.
It was originally reported for 4 years at $142 million. Now it's released saying that Kawhi is only doing 3 years with an option.
Yeah.
Paul George signs with the Clippers. I forget what his deal was, 4 years, 140-something million.
Yeah, something like that. Overpaid.
But the Clippers, I think they have a strong playoff contending team. With Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, I think it's going to be Patrick Beverley, Zubac, and Shamet. But they're no joke, man. They're definitely going to be a great team in LA.
They are solid. They are solid. So we'll see what happens with that team going forward. But let's talk about the Lakers just for a second.
Let's do it.
Across the railroad track, whatever you want to call it. DeMarcus Cousins signs a 1-year deal with the Lakers to join LeBron and Anthony Davis.
That's his name. That's his name.
Kuzma. And who else they got? What's that guy's name?
They got a couple good guys, but I don't know their names.
But anyway, they got a pretty good squad with DeMarcus Cousins, going there. Oh, Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball is on the Pelicans now.
No, the guy from Boston. What's his name? Rondo.
Raj, is he still over there?
No, Rondo is signed with the Lakers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think
Learn
Rondo's with
something
the
new
Lakers.
every day, folks.
I could be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. Go on the comments. We'll see what happens.
Who do you think is going to have the better record this year in LA? The Lakers or the Clippers?
That's going to be a good question. I feel that they will go back and forth between each other in games, just because that's just the way it goes when you got top players. I would have to say the Lakers will have the better record.
I'm going to say the Clippers. I'm going to say the Clippers have 12 more wins than the Lakers.
Oh,
that's
really going out. That's really going all the way out.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes.
But both these teams are above 500 teams.
Absolutely.
Now, will they both make the playoffs? I think this year they will. How far would they be seeded? That's a different question right there. We're just going to have to see. But everybody's got to stay healthy, Kev. They got to stay healthy.
It's the only way they're making playoffs.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to do that. Now, one thing too, another big, trade that just happened. It was like a trade swap, whatever you want to call it. Russell Westbrook goes to Houston with now James Harden.
Move.
CP3, who I know of, didn't want to leave Houston.
What an overpaid athlete he is.
Yep, and he goes right to the Thunder. And now we're hearing the Thunder really doesn't want to have him, and now they're looking about dealing him away.
Pretty much got him as trade bait is what you're saying, huh?
Pretty much trade bait.
Wow.
Where do you think he goes if they do?
Chris Paul, I couldn't answer that question.
It's a tough one.
I don't know. I don't see him helping out teams in the playoffs whatsoever.
Does he get sent back to the Clippers?
That's a good discussion right there.
That is a good
I could like
discussion.
that. I could see him. I don't know, but I like Patrick Beverly over there.
Well, you never know. They might keep him and put CP3. I mean, just work the positions out at the guard position.
That's something to think about right there.
It is, because if they do a nice enough trade, if you bring CP3 with those guys, then yes, they got a pretty damn good chance.
Let's move into the other side of the trade.
Okay.
How do you think Russ and James Harden are going to be together after being away from each other so long? They weren't able to make it to a championship with himself,
correct,
James Harden,
right,
and Kevin Durant together. So what do you think that they're going to be doing together in Houston now?
Well, it's going to be an interesting chemistry between them, and I'm thinking that it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But is it really going to put it over the top to make Houston a top 5 team in the West? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure.
I love the move, but I'm not keeping my hopes held high.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes
I want
total
them
sense.
to win championships, but now I do feel like they're going to be the new team coming out of the West.
Okay.
I don't think that the Warriors are going to get past the Rockets anymore.
Okay.
And if you guys agree with me, leave it in the comment section below.
That's correct. Speaking of the the Warriors too, is that Sean Livingston
They waived him. They waived him.
It doesn't make sense why.
Why? I still think the guy can play the game.
It is.
He's a stud on defense.
The Warriors got a lot of work to do to try to figure out what kind of team they're going to have. With Klay Thompson probably not going to play next year. Stephen Curry is going to have to be the heart of the team. Is Stephen Curry really going to, play his heart out next year?
Yes, he will.
It's going to be interesting play. But that's another discussion on a different day with those guys.
I got a scenario for you.
Okay.
Sean Livingston still's got some gas in the tank, in my opinion. The guy's got a solid jump shot, stud on defense, like I just said. I believe, if I'm correct, that he is from Peoria, Illinois.
Wow.
What if the Bulls got him? I would like it. I would like it a lot.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say there.
That's all you
bring Sean Livingston to the Bulls. Send him home.
Yeah. And don't forget, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, is that through July 15th, a couple more days, you can still see your draftees with the teams, but not Zion Williamson because he had a little boo-boo during the Summer League, and so he's not playing anymore.
Ticket sales definitely went down after that one.
Yeah,
but also, side note on Zion, he did just win. He was at the ESPYs and got awarded the Best College Athlete Award. So shout out to Zion. Other stuff going on at the ESPYs in the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks wins the Best NBA Player and Male Athlete. That's huge.
Wow.
That's 2 big awards. You're the best player in the league and the best male athlete. There's a lot of male athletes in the world, brother.
That's awesome.
Also, Breanna Stewart wins the Best WNBA Player with the Seattle Storm.
Awesome.
And Bill Russell wins the Courage Award.
Awesome for Bill.
Absolutely. A little more ESPY news. We'll go into the NHL with the St. Louis Blues winning the Best Comeback. These guys were in DFL after the All-Star break. You know what that means? Dead fucking last.
Whoop!
The St. Louis Blues put a show on and come back to win the Stanley Cup. And also, go figure, Alex Ovechkin wins the Best Player in the NHL award as well.
Wow.
More news moving on into the NHL. The Chicago Blackhawks have been making a lot of moves this offseason, and it's not on offense. These guys are totally stacking up their defense for the future. They have no problem on offense whatsoever, so they're good there. But with Duncan Keith and Siebes getting older, they needed a plan, and they're making it happen.
Awesome.
They picked up Calvin DeHaan, Ali Mata, goaltender Robin Lehner, and now on Tuesday, they basically just swapped out their prospects with Buffalo. The Blackhawks sent Yoki Haru to Buffalo for Alexander Nylander. This was another solid move by my Hawks. The kid is 21 years old and is an absolute stud with the stick on defense. He will definitely be an assist machine this year. Hawks are going to be this year's Cinderella story, as weird as that sounds, having all the cups.
Really?
100%. They missed the playoffs the last 2 years. They haven't done that in I don't know how long. 2 years ago was the first time they missed the playoffs in a decade.
Okay.
Now they're going to come out and make a deep playoff run.
That is awesome.
Words. Mark my words.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Also, a couple players still available. I got my top 2 players still going. Mitch Marner from the Toronto Maple Leafs. The kid's 22 years old, put up 26 goals and 68 assists last year.
Wow.
He had a team high. 94 points. The offers are definitely going to be coming for this kid, and I highly doubt that the Leafs can afford him, so we'll see what happens there, see what teams he's going to be playing for. Also, Nikita Gusev of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, we talked about him last week.
Yes.
Gusev's a dog on the ice.
Wow.
Kid can play wherever you need him to, but the Knights have so many damn good forwards. They're trying to clear cap space for him. They traded Haula, Colin Miller, trying to make some room. But with Stone, Pacioretty, Carlson, Marchessault, who else? Stastny and Riley Smith, they might just have to watch Gusev be an all-star on another team. The kid has unbelievable talent, but the forwards who I just mentioned are all phenomenal hockey players.
Right.
It'll be tough to see him get signed to another team, but he one other thing, he mentioned that he would really like to play for the Avs if the Golden Knights, if he has to get traded.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens when more of that news, Kev.
Exactly.
But anyway, you done now?
I mean, I can keep going, but we'll let you talk.
Well, let's talk about fantasy football.
That's a good segment. I'm
okay.
down.
So anyway, just to remind everybody, fantasy football is going to happen, and we decided that we are going to put the show on YouTube. That's YouTube.
So you can see our beauty faces.
Our beauty faces on it. So we are going to be doing segments, okay, 30 minutes or less, regarding different subjects, okay, regarding sleepers, top player rankings, getting ready for your draft coming up, because you all know that's going to be happening
soon. Who to start
soon.
and who to sit.
That's right. Breakouts and busts, plus lots more. It's going to be on every Thursday. And our shoot time is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That it'll be released on YouTube. So you get the opportunity before a Thursday night game for whatever we are actually talking about. It starts next Thursday on July 18th. So make sure, mark your calendars, and watch the YouTube release on our fantasy football
Subscribe
show.
now. Turn your notifications on. When we post it, you will be notified.
That is correct. That is correct, Kev. Number one on that. So anyway, going a little bit of the NFL news. Julio Jones was going to make a holdout, but the Atlanta owner said in his word that a new deal will happen, so he will not hold out.
Ooh, doggy.
And that's great. But it doesn't happen with this guy, Mr. Melvin Gordon, who is now saying he wants to hold out for a better contract.
He's an animal.
Or request a trade, or not, instead, he's going in his fifth-year option of $5.6 million.
Do we see another Le'Veon Bell move here? Does he do what Le'Veon Bell just did?
Well, he's on his last year of $5.6 million. He's 26 years old.
He's worth every
Should
dime.
he get paid?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he is not a Le'Veon Bell.
He's better.
Look
at his numbers last season. Look at Le'Veon Bell's numbers last season.
Okay. Numbers why? But is he an AP?
What's an AP?
Adrian Peterson?
Absolutely.
He is not even
Yes,
close
he
to
is.
Oh, bullshit.
The guy is a stud. He runs through everybody. Nobody can get a hand on him. And if they do, he's running through you.
Okay, so when he was at University of Wisconsin, I understand that. But this is the NFL, my friend.
Look what he did last year. He's with the Chargers. Look what he did.
Yeah. He did an outstanding job, but not as good as some of these other guys.
I think he did.
Okay, here's the deal. I'll make it with there. If he gets paid a decent deal, but not overpaid, then I'm okay with that.
Good.
But he ain't worth $200 million.
I agree with that.
No, absolutely not.
I agree that he is not worth $200 million.
All right, everybody. If you feel that we are wrong or right, make sure you put your comments on the YouTube or on our podcast channel.
Do it. We want to hear you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to hear how crazy you are.
Yeah, we want to hear what your opinion if you agree with it. Now, Kev, you know who Zach Ertz is?
I know who Zach Ertz is.
You know who he's married to?
I know who he's married to.
Who's he married to?
Julie Ertz.
And who she play for?
She plays for USA.
USA.
USA, baby.
Oh, that's right. And the
She
USA
kicks around the old soccer ball.
ladies. I said it, ladies.
He said ladies.
That's right. They won the World Cup. Congratulations to all of them.
She also
That is
does
awesome.
not step on American flags, but we're not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into that. That's right. So we're not going to do anything political on this show. We want to say that we've had a few comments come to us regarding it. There is a lot of people that are in the wrong, but hey, we're not going to discuss it. What we're here to discuss about the win of the soccer team. And yes, they did win 2-0 over the Netherlands. Netherlands.
Other the Retherlands. What's a Retherland?
The Dutch. And Megan Rapinoe took a penalty shot to get the first goal. Rose Lavelle, who's going to be awesome coming for the USA soccer team in the future here, seals the deal with another goal. It was unbelievable, taking it one-on-one all the way down the goal. It was about 45 yards on her own and kicks it into the right side of the goal. It was a great shot. Back-to-back World Cup champions out of 8 World Cups, and they've won 4 of them. That is pretty damn good. 50% of the World Cups played in women's soccer, the USA has won. And
you want to know what else they won?
What'd they win?
They won the best team in 2019 at the ESPYs.
Really?
The Women's World Cup soccer team from the United States of America,
Okay.
they got that award. Also, Alex Morgan won the Best Female Athlete Award.
Wow. That is pretty
Unbelievable.
awesome.
Shout out to our ladies.
So for additional awards that came out during the game, Megan Rapinoe gets the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot Awards, while Alex Morgan gets the Silver Boot Award. Just so you know, they both had the same stats. And because Megan did a few more minutes than Alex, she gets the golden.
Right.
And she gets booted to the silver. The most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Do you think the cup of tea had anything to play with that?
Maybe cup of tea took, maybe they didn't counter the minutes at that part. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Okay,
but shout out to the ladies of America.
One thing I do want to add is that in this match, the U.S. defense did step it up. I feel fullback Crystal Dunn, she was all over that field and did a phenomenal job, is my all-around player of the game. And also Rose Lavelle doing a hell of a job too.
Amen.
Those 2 girls, in my opinion,
ladies,
were the feature of the United States.
Those
in
2
that
ladies.
Game. Absolutely. If you differ any different,
go
ahead.
If you differ any different, like Rob said,
That's right.
If you differ any different, let us know.
Make your comments. That's what I'm going to say.
The hell
make
does
your
that
comments.
mean?
That's right. I don't know what it means, but I just said it.
Hey guys,
okay.
If you differ any different, let us know.
That's true. So anyway, referee was not consistent on calls on both sides. They need to have more linesmen. Here's my problem with that about linesmen.
Oh, the guy's
they
getting
one
pissed
linesman
off about
each
soccer
side.
again.
That's right. One lineman each side. That's not enough. That's too big of a field. That's why that replay crap is ridiculous. They need a linesman in 50 yards. 50 yards. That means 4 linesmen, if you get my point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and that referee to make better calls to keep this replay to a minimal, because replays on penalties in soccer, just like they're talking about in basketball, it's bullshit, and they shouldn't be called that whatsoever. Okay, that is not fair to get a penalty shot in the box over a penalty that is kind of borderline as it is. It doesn't make sense to me. If the referee doesn't call it or the linesman does not catch it, it is not a penalty. That's just the way it is. Okay, and that's the way soccer should always be played, no matter what. Replays should not be done by penalties. Okay, I'm done with that rant.
Thank
but one
the
thing
Lord.
I do want to mention, that the men in the Gold Cup final, they blew it and lost to Mexico.
You
a great team from Mexico. They lost 1-0.
Don't discredit that Mexico team. You guys are phenomenal athletes.
And it was, it was awesome. And USA does have a great team for the men's. We'll see what happens there here in the near future. But Mexico did a great job, and they won the Gold Cup final 1-0. And now we are going to go into our main subject for the next few minutes regarding overpaid athletes.
But they're all overpaid, though.
Well, that is possibly true, Kev, but, that's just something we're going to debate about and what our view is on it.
Well, let's get into it.
Well, like we said before, we turn around and, going to be doing segments of this because it's really hard to cover everything in one show regarding overpaid athletes. So this episode, on episode 4, we're going to discuss about the NBA. We're not going through every single name in the NBA. We're just going to pick out a few and then discuss it and then go from there. Okay, so one thing you got to keep in mind that, why these athletes do get paid is they draw crowds. They got a great fan base, endorsements, and supposedly they're supposed to be working with the community, Kev.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you sit down and really look at this about overpaid, there is some out there that are actually worth the money based on what I just said. They are worth the money. Okay.
They're all overpaid.
They're not all overpaid.
All overpaid.
Okay. This depends on what they are.
Overpaid.
Overpaid. Yeah, whatever, dude. So anyway, number one on the list is Steph Curry, who gets paid 5 years, $201 million, 31 years old, for the Golden State Warriors.
Are you saying he's number one on the list as the most overpaid player in the league or the
No.
highest paid player in the league?
What he gets paid per year, okay, based on his contract, he's number one.
Number one on what? Highest
on the
paid
salary
athletes?
rankings for the NBA. He has the highest salary at over $40 million.
So he's the highest paid player with his contract.
With his contract, number one on the list. I'll just bring number one on the list.
Yearly, he's the highest paid player.
That's correct. Okay.
So I wanted to know.
Okay, fine. Is he worth the money? I say yes, based on what Steph Curry does. Now the question is, going off of yes, is the ones that are matched to him and haven't done even close of what he's done, and they're getting paid almost the same amount of money, Kev.
What is he making per year?
$40,231,758.
He's getting paid $40 million a
Oh, no,
year.
I mean 40,000. 40,231,758.
He's getting paid way more than $40,000 a year, Rob.
40 million. Why you screwed me up? 40.
I was just confirming
You got me screwed up.
that you just told me that he
40
is
million.
worth $40 million a year. You
That's
believe
right.
that
Let's just
he's
keep
worth,
it simple.
You believe he's worth $40 million a year?
Based on what I said regarding about what he does for the community, he draws the crowds, endorsements, everything he's done for what he's done.
He's overpaid.
He's not overpaid.
He's overpaid.
If you feel that Steph Curry is overpaid, make sure you put it in the comments.
Oh, we're going to have 1,000 overpaid comments.
Okay, we're going to make this conversation go a long time, so we're not going to get into that. But one person who is overpaid, in my opinion,
Steph Curry.
is the recent trade just happened with Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul.
Both overpaid.
I agree 100%, but Russell Westbrook on a 5-year, $206 million contract is not even close to Steph Curry.
Oh, my goodness.
Way overpaid. Way overpaid.
But the guy has all these triple-doubles, Rob.
It doesn't matter.
He's a stats player. He's not a team player. He's a stats player.
He has one championship, correct?
He has 0 championships.
Oh, 0.
He's been with the Thunder for 16 years or something. I don't know how long, but he's been there for
He hasn't
his whole
won
career.
nothing.
He hasn't won anything but a couple playoff games.
How many has Steph Curry won?
He's got quite a few championships.
Exactly.
3.
So how's somebody
I believe.
worth $206 million to
at
201? Doesn't make sense. Way overpaid. Chris Paul hasn't won jack either. It is getting a 4-year, $159 million. Okay.
Chris Paul is going to be making $38.5 million next season.
That's right.
He's overrated and he's overpaid. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. He's way overpaid.
Jeez.
Okay. He is way overpaid, and it doesn't make sense. Another signing that just came in with Kevin Durant, okay? 4 years, $164 million. Can't stay on a court whatsoever. Injury. He does have championships. Yeah, he's got a couple.
Couple
but
MVPs in there, too.
Yeah, exactly. And
But guess what, Rob?
Is it overpaid? Yes, it's
overpaid.
Overpaid. Totally overpaid.
Everybody in the league, well, pretty much every athlete is overpaid.
Well, it is. Another contract, too, at $171 million with John Wall. He hasn't won nothing either. And
Nothing.
Nothing. It doesn't make sense.
Nothing.
And it's, does he really draw the crowds? I don't think he's big enough to draw crowds.
He draws crowds. He
does a little bit, but it doesn't make sense. One person that sticks out who doesn't get paid but brings people in, and that's James Harden in the Houston Rockets.
He gets paid.
$117 million. That's
You don't
all
think
he gets.
$117 million is a lot of money to get paid to play basketball?
Not $200 million.
What the hell did you just say?
Okay, listen, he's getting paid $117 million.
That's a lot of money, Rob.
It is a lot of money. But
More money
compared to
than my
these other
kids will see.
contracts, is he worth that money? Yes, he is.
Negative.
He is worth $117 million. We're not playing hockey where they get $2 million here,
I don't care.
Or soccer when they get $500.
Hockey salaries are fair salaries for athletes.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, you don't understand.
When you start getting paid hundreds and $200 million to play a sport, that's insane.
Yeah. Okay, so listen.
You got doctors, firefighters, police officers. What are we paying those guys?
Well, true.
Come on.
I agree with you.
Come on, these guys are bringing crowds.
I'm not going to argue with you, Kev.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Overpaid.
He thinks everybody's overpaid. Not everybody's overpaid based on
Some people are worth more than other people.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right. When you wake up in the morning, you're going to come back and go, you're right, Rob. They're not all overpaid.
Oh, I don't do that.
So LeBron James at 34 years old is getting a 4-year, $153 million. That is probably borderline, in my opinion, regarding what the pay should be. But LeBron has championships.
Yeah, he's got championships.
And he draws crowds.
And he's also got a lot of money.
He sells jerseys.
Because he's overpaid.
He's not overpaid based on that salary.
LeBron is making $153 million through 4 years, Rob. The guy's 34 years old, barely has any more hair on his head. If you do the math, that's $38.2 million per year.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
So let me ask you a question real quick, Kevin.
Ask me a question. Here we go.
What's the question? Here's the question. What is considered a salary that's not overpaid?
That's not for me to decide.
Really? Who decides that?
The NBA.
Really? The NBA, the team, right? The team decides.
Well, whoever's in charge of caps.
So with all this money they draw in for their crowds, sell out arenas in their fan base, and
make the arenas better. Make a better fan experience. Have better halftime shows than that damn lady on the unicycle throwing plates on her head. Come on. Come on. Or the dogs running through circles. Let's get real.
That is okay. You're going insane, Kev.
Oh, this is crazy.
No, it is crazy. But one thing about these NBA players, because this list could go on and on and on.
Pay the referees more. They take too much shit.
But two people here that just won a championship, Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard, who just signed with the Clippers. Kawhi just goes to the Clippers for $103 million for a 3-year contract. And that's very close to what Kyle Lowry's getting, 3 years at $100 million. Now, I really feel those contracts are about right for those guys based on, what their popularity is.
So you're telling me James Harden is worth more than $117 million, but Kawhi Leonard's only worth $103 million.
I feel James Harden's a better player. Way better player.
Oh, I can't wait to see the comments.
Yes, I want to see comments. He's a better player.
You are so wrong. Nope. They're all overpaid.
No, not even close. Not even close. Woo-hoo! Not even close. But it's going to be interesting.
Guys, I can't wait to hear your feedback.
That's what the argument is, and, you take it or leave it for what it is in the comments.
Kawhi Leonard versus James Harden. Who do you got?
Who do you got?
No, Rob, who do you have?
James. What did I just say, damn it?
You said he's a better player. I'm saying one-on-one, who do you
James
have?
Harden.
Oh, you got some type of thing wrong in that
Okay, James Harden. Yeah. You got to remember that the Raptors only won their championship because of injury from the Warriors, or they wouldn't have won.
I don't care.
Okay, remember that.
I don't care.
Remember that. Okay.
I don't care.
That's one thing you want to do. So
Kawhi
anyway,
Leonard
what?
Is Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard? Is Kawhi Leonard? Okay, like I said, we could go all day about this. You put in the comments who you think is overpaid. Give us your view. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear your feedback, so make sure you do it. Okay, so that was our NBA segment regarding that situation with overpaid athletes. Now we're going to go into the Las Vegas local teams because why? Because we are from Las Vegas.
We're not from here, but we live here.
Well,
you're crazy, guy. You're crazy.
Okay, so let's go into Aces new. Las Vegas Aces. Last Friday, they played the Washington Mystics, okay?
They've been killing it.
They kid, but guess what, Kev? It was suspended. Why? You know why? Was
it because of the earthquake?
We had an earthquake.
Did you feel that, Rob?
Yeah, did you feel that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was sitting upstairs watching Summer League basketball.
Yeah.
They blew the whistle, and I looked up, and everything in my bedroom was moving.
Holy crap.
And I go, what the hell's going on? I'm from Chicago. We don't know what earthquakes are.
Yeah, well,
I thought I was having a seizure. I was going nuts. Anyways, back to the Aces.
It was crazy, but it was a
7.1
in Ridgeport, California.
Ridgecrest, get it right.
Ridgecrest?
Unbelievable. I got a buddy
Okay,
out
Ridgecrest. Okay, 7.1. We felt it here. It was a good little shake. I grabbed my computer and everything I could so it wouldn't fall down, right? Yeah, so
what a weirdo.
I made sure I catched all my I catched my Bigfoot. If you guys see Bigfoot on
all right,
YouTube,
so those Aces.
Bigfoot. Yeah, Aces, whatever. Okay, so back to the Aces on the earthquake. All right, so it was suspended, Kev, so they didn't even finish the game, but they were getting their butts kicked 51-36 at half. That's not good. So right now the Aces got to figure. Yeah, no kidding. They got to figure out how to get their shit together to beat these Washington Mystics. So we'll see what happens because they will be playing again here real soon. We'll talk about that here in a second. But Sunday, they go to New York.
Destroyed them.
90-58 with Liz Cambage. Leading the way with a double-double, 21 points and 11 rebounds, Kev.
Boom.
And then they go Wednesday. They win again in Indiana.
By 3.
74-71.
What a game.
Liz again leading the way.
Liz Cambage crushing it.
Unbelievable.
Aces on a roll. Guess what?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, guess who they play? The Mystics.
That's right.
And you were just saying, at half or whenever they got suspended, they were getting crushed.
And they're going to play the Mystics.
All right, well, let's get the win. Let's keep this streak going. They're sitting at 10-5, first in their division right now. So keep it going. First in their conference, whatever the hell I'm saying.
Well, it is, But the only downside of that game, they're going to be in Washington playing that game, not here.
Sick.
So it is terrible.
Sick.
It is. One thing we want to mention, too, that the All-Stars were announced for the WNBA. And congratulations to Asia Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
She is the captain for the team. Liz Cambage and Kayla McBride, all three of them will be playing July 27th in the All-Star game here in Las Vegas. It's going to be awesome. So congratulations to the ladies. So we will go from there. So the Las Vegas Aviators won last night in fashion, 13-3 over the Salt Lake Bees. Their record goes to 52-39. They are playing quite well.
I've been to a Bees game before.
Have you?
A lot of fun.
A lot of bees around?
A lot of bees.
A lot of bees. That's what I thought. Okay, so the day before Wednesday, the All-Star game played in El Paso, Texas. The Pacific Coast League playing the International League won 9-3. And our own Las Vegas Aviators shortstop, I think it's George, right? George Mateo?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Outstanding
Sick.
job, my friend. Outstanding. Now, one thing I want to mention a little bit on our local news of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Malcolm Subban, who backs up Fleury at goalie, did re-sign for a 1-year deal for $850,000.
What'd you say? How much money?
$850,000.
Oh, that's a fair salary right there, Rob.
Really?
That doesn't sound like 200.
That's overpaid.
million.
He should get paid $750,000, Kev.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
You should get paid 500. Not too good.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Don't forget to
200 million.
I can't even talk right now.
What else is new?
What else is new? So NHL.com, check out the Las Vegas Golden Knights upcoming schedule. It is announced. So make sure you check that out. Now, let's talk about Raider news because you know that the Oakland Raiders are coming to Las Vegas. So their first round pick, Josh Jacobs, has signed his deal now. But the reason why the delay was a disagreement over payment schedule of his signing bonus.
Oh, sounds like he's going to be an overpaid athlete one of these days.
That's probably exactly what it sounds like. So watch out for overpaid athletes when we talk about more of that and other segments during our shows when you watch us, listen to us, or whatever it is. Okay, now one thing is he is supposed to be the feature back for the Raiders.
Yes, he is.
I couldn't tell you, but when we do our fantasy football show, I don't even know if he's going to be in my top 20. Well, maybe top 50. Well, he might be there. I don't know. We're going to have to decide that. And
we'll
for you to
about
watch that
when
show.
We get there, huh?
Well, what the show? We have to figure it out. So, Kev, what about our soccer team?
They do not play any more games until July 24th. I couldn't tell you, but they're not kicking around the ball.
They get a summer break?
They get a little break.
Okay.
A couple week break.
So good for the summer break. Well, one thing I want to bring up too for last weekend, last Saturday, and I actually watched it on pay-per-view, was the UFC 239 at T-Mobile Arena last Saturday.
It's time.
That's right. World Light Heavyweight Championship with Johnny Jones with Thiago Santos.
John Bones Jones, Thiago Silva.
There we go.
Santos.
They go 5 rounds, right? So Johnny Bones wins it by decision. Johnny had to be helped out of the ring. Santos walked out with a lot of pain.
Thiago tore his meniscus, his MCL, PCL, and ACL.
And then
in the first round.
The BCL and the TCL and everything
All the
else.
CLs are gonzo.
You should have saw it. His knee was buckling during that match. He's lucky he even made it through 5 rounds.
Dude's a savage.
So the report is he's done for the rest of this year, 2019, but don't look like him coming back anytime soon in 2020.
Take it easy, guy.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit work.
Enjoy that money, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Overpaid.
Now to the World Bantamweight Championship. Amanda Nunes, who I thought for sure would take out Holly Holm, and she did in fashion, in the first round to retain her title. The question now is, Kev, who is she going to fight?
I don't know. She killed everybody in her division. In her weight class. So what are you doing next?
So what does she do next?
Who knows? You retire and you stop fighting and you stop making all that
but
damn money.
And she talked about that. She talked about, retiring. Is that a possibility? I don't know. We're just going to have to see.
See what the cards lay out for us, huh?
Yeah, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But what was interesting about this next one I had to throw in there was George knocking out Ben in
Masvidal versus Askren.
The fastest UFC fight in history.
Like I said in the last podcast, send him back to Bellator.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
The hell was that?
5 seconds. Askren does not remember the hit, but he does remember being in the ring.
He says, I knew it was quick because I woke up and I wasn't sore.
And he wasn't sore.
I bet you have a headache, though.
But he didn't go home. He went to the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty wild thing.
His tweet afterwards was pretty funny, too. He just said, that sucked.
That really sucked. Really, the knockout was within 3 seconds with a knee going to the head, but it took 2 seconds for the referee to say, hey, he's done.
He went, oh, shit, then called it.
Yeah, it was, if you saw that, it was an oh, shit move. That's for damn sure.
I instantly started praying for that guy.
Okay, so that is pretty freaking crazy. So, Kev, let's go into, your picks that we do every week.
Oh, baby, I've been waiting all week for it.
I heard you may have got all 3.
Oh, you heard correctly.
Talk about it.
In the last 2 weeks, I'm 5 of 6, but whatever. We're not gonna go crazy. White Sox won, Phillies won, Braves won, whatever. This week we got 3 more games for you. Dodgers at the Red Sox. This one's gonna be a very low-scoring game. We got 2 total studs on the mound. Probably said studs about 30 times in this podcast, but that's because we're talking about a lot of studs. We got Ryu for the Dodgers and David Price for the Red Sox. Ryu's 10-2, Price is 7-2. Red Sox are home. David Price is going to have the home crowd behind him. This one's going in favor of the Red Sox, under 10 total runs. Game 2, Reds at Rockies.
Okay.
Reds pitcher is trash. 2-9 on the season. I'm not giving any more stats on this game. Rockies and the over. Detroit Tigers at Kansas City Royals. Jordan Zimmerman's on the mound for Detroit, and he is what they call defeated on the season. The guy has no wins. He's
really?
0-6. After this game, he'll be 1-6.
You think he's going to win?
Oh, he's going to have a sore arm, too.
Okay.
Because he's going to be throwing bullets through 7 innings.
Okay, but is there going to be juice balls in effect in that game?
Oh, I'm sure there will.
Okay.
Tigers all day. Sit down. Kansas City.
Okay.
This week's picks are in. We got the Red Sox, the Colorado Rockies, and the Detroit Tigers.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's 3.
That's 3?
That's 3.
So you think you go 3-3 again?
I know I will, buddy.
Okay. So, hey, make sure you call him out on it if he doesn't, okay? Make sure those comments go. Now, one thing we want to make sure we want to let everybody know is about our nonprofits that we discuss every time. I'm waiting for nonprofits to email us so we can try to get you on the show, that's for sure. But we always will have Heroes in the Rough that I'm involved in. And it's a disabled veteran athletic program with disabilities above 50% with the VA that gives the opportunity for these individuals to get back into society and not be sitting at home thinking about things they shouldn't be thinking. It's a great program. It's a golf program and a bowling program. If you're interested to be involved and you have a 50% disability and above, please email us at cs@heroesintherough.org or go to the website heroesintherough.org or Google it, heroesintherough.org. Kev, Q&A. We got one Q&A question that stood out. Jeez, I can't get it right. Okay, so from our YouTube comments, asked by Dusty. I kind of know her. Okay, so, all right, guys. I have a question about these overpaid athletes. How many of these millions of dollar athletes actually dig into their own pockets to give back to their own community? I'm talking about money, not donated times. The real Benjamins. Kev?
What a question.
It's a long topic type of a question, but you have one player in mind yourself who has actually done that. And who is that player?
One that I can actually credit for giving lots and lots of money to donations and charities is LeBron James.
I agree.
If I remember right, I think it was like 2015, 2016, somewhere in there, where the LeBron James Family Foundation, if I'm correct.
Okay.
They donated like 40-something million to Ohio's University of Akron to help pay for scholarships and students and to help all these kids out and get through school and whatnot. I mean, this guy has poured so much money into charities.
Right.
If he does 40 million plus into one donation, I mean, that's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And the person that I can say that sticks out for me, and you can just look it up. It's just too much he does do. And that's Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. He is, he donates, he's donated money. He's donated his time. He's done so much for the Seattle community, and they are so behind this individual. Now, for the salary he gets paid, because we'll be talking that onto another segment, he is worth every single dime. Some people are worth the money. That is for sure. But there are some others that are not. All they care about is the money, but they don't care about the people around them. And I have a problem with that, and I'm sure Kev does too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that answers that question. Make sure you do your questions for us so we can talk to you about you on the air. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, download our podcast.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Subscribe, and then make sure you know we're hosted on Podbean. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, Stitcher, and etc. Our social podcast media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And don't forget, our fantasy football show is going to be next Thursday, starting out on YouTube for segments 30 minutes and less. We try to make our show 60 minutes or less, but we just went over. But
we're already at like
close.
an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, but we did pretty good, don't you think?
A couple cheddar boxes.
One thing I want to mention also, we do not report day-to-day events in sports that ESPN and Fox Sports
do. You already reported that stuff.
And I'm going to repeat it again to that job.
This is why we go over hours.
That's right. So we compile everything is relevant to discuss in our view on the week in sports from the Information Every Friday show. I hope everybody understands that.
Oh, my God.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to this episode 4. We really appreciate your time. So, Kev, anything else?
I hope Rob didn't scare you, and I hope you do come back next week now.
Yeah, whatever. If I scare anybody,
Thanks for listening. Take care.
Whatever. See ya!